Hi there, this is Chris from MoneyHub, and this video oversees how to prepare a very professional looking invoice to send to New Zealand customers. So many people have written to us recently and said, do you have an invoice template that I could use because I'm setting up a business and I've got people that I want to invoice, but I don't have something that I am kind of proud of or I'm scared I'll miss something. So we put something together based on our years of experience in business, and this video is going to walk you through exactly how to fill it out, and it's very easy, and start sending invoices so then you can spend more time focusing on growing your business and not trying to format a template. So first of all, please do change the logo. That's just a holding logo. It would be much better if you put in yours. So just copy and paste something into there. Then secondly, we've done a sample of 3 invoices just to show you how our invoice template looks. This is it here, but I'll get to that in a second. So first of all, the best thing to start with is listing the first person that you're going to send an invoice to. So the date that that invoice is going out, and then the customer name, so that will be the business name or the person, their address, and then their city and their postcode, and their customer email. So that's probably going to be the people who you've been told to send the invoice to. If it's a large company, sometimes it'll be like an accounts team or an accounts payable team. If it's a sole trader or a smaller company, it'll just be whoever you're dealing with. Their phone number, and then the description of exactly the work that you did. Now try to be as descriptive as you can. Sometimes like you may be sending multiple invoices to the same customer, the same client, and so you want to make sure that they understand what invoice is for what. So if it doesn't say much, then it doesn't help them, which can mean a question for you, and that's more kind of back and forth. So you want to be as clear as possible. Some of these are pretty limited, so I wouldn't use those as an example. And this is just a made up signage company, but it is worth just putting out like the date that you did the work, or exactly what was agreed, and just be a little bit more descriptive. So that's good. And then you put in your price, and then if you have arranged any discount, that is quite rare, like not a lot of people do that, but we put it in there just in case you're very friendly and you want to do a discount, and then that'll sum up the total. So if we now go to the invoice, this is a very easy template to use, and the first thing you need to do is change the logo. So change it there and change it there. So just delete MoneyHub and put in yours. This is just a holding logo just to show you what the template actually looks like and what the invoice will look like. Now, second to that, you have to include all of your details. So it'll be your contact name, so like you, and then your company name. Now, if you are a sole trader, that's perfectly normal if you haven't set up a business yet. And then you might just be, say, something like Christopher Walsh Trading as then name of things, like, okay, a signage Auckland or something. So whatever your business is called. And then street address, so that's your street address for your business and your city and postcode, plus the phone number that you want people to contact you on if they have any questions about the invoice, your email for the same reasons, and then the website if you have one, and then your bank account name. So for example, if I was a sole trader, I'd be C Walsh, and if I was MoneyHub, then I'd be MoneyHub Group Limited. So that would be what you put in there. Then you put in your account number, so the full, starting with the 2 numbers and then the dash and then all the way to the suffix, and then make sure you double check that, because sometimes for new invoices people miss things, so just be very careful there. And then the due dates. Now this is quite important, because you need to set how long in advance you need to be paid. So if you find yourself wanting to be paid within 30 days, then I would leave it as 30. But if you have customers who are like, oh, I only pay in 60 days or something like that, then you'll need to change it to 60. What that means is that it's going to change the due date. So if it's 30, if I put it there, and then you've got your date of your invoice from when you first populated it, it's going to be plus 30 days. So that's going to make something that was sent out on the 5th of January due on the 4th of February. So you just come to terms with that. Most people do 30 days. There have been like media reports of big companies doing 120 days, which is, I think, very unfair. But for most people, you'll be 30 days, so that should be fine. And then, so once you've populated all of this, then it's all going to show up through here, which is great. And then you can save that, so you'll never have to put that in again. And then you need to drive your invoice number. So we'll do invoice number 1, and then that's going to bring up all the details that were from invoice number 1, and you can see that it's due 1,750. And if we go down there, that's all populated, so that's great. Now, if you are GST registered, then that's great. That's going to populate it there for you. And you can also put in your GST number, which we've got a little section for. But if you're not, then you can just delete that. So you can just go like that, and that will go. And then it'll come down to a non-GST inclusive amount. Now, the final step is to print it. And what we suggest doing there is to go push Control P, and then you print it as a PDF. So this has all the details that you need, and so this is all going to populate down here. And then if I just show you one I previously made, we can see that it's called the name of the invoice, then your company name. So that really helps the customer that you're sending it to make clear exactly who the invoice is from. So you're kind of top of the pile, and it's just helpful for their filing. So that's it. You can then attach that to an email, send it to your customer, and then expect to be paid when you're paid. And you can keep track of that, or just make a mental note of lots of companies pay on the 20th of every month. So if you did send something out on the 5th, and then it may get paid on the 20th of January, if that was the 5th of January, but that really is that really depends on you and your customer. So good luck, and we have lots of resources around starting up in business, and a whole bunch of other things that are related. So do look at the website and let us know if you have any questions. Thank you very much.